Standard 10th Science for English medium students, Biology. The topic of the lesson is plant anatomy and plant physiology. So, in previous video we have seen the introductory part of plant anatomy. So here we are going to see plant tissues and its types. Here we are learning about plant tissues. As you all know that plants are multicellular. That means what? It is made up of many or trillions of cells which cluster together to perform a specific function is called tissues. In general, the term tissues means group of cells that are similar in structure and which perform a specific function is called tissues. Basically, plant tissues are categorized into two types. They are meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. First of all, we are going to learn about meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues are otherwise called as simple tissues. So here, there are few traits or characteristics of meristematic tissues. So the first point is, which is a very important point, which is called the meristematic tissues has the capacity to divide continuously and helps the plants to grow. So this was a primary and essential work of meristematic tissues. The next point is the meristematic cells are rich in nutrients because they are responsible for the growth of a plant. Usually the meristematic tissues are found in apexes. Apexes means nothing but tips of a plant. Tips of some parts like stem, root, leaf or the sum of the parts where meristematic cells are found. So obviously it will help to improve the growth of a plant. The next one is called permanent tissues. It is otherwise called as complex tissues. So the tissues which lost the capacity of division or ability to multiply are called as permanent tissues. When the meristematic tissues are differentiated to form permanent tissues through the change in its structure to perform a different function according to their location in a plant. So this is called as permanent tissues. Permanent or complex tissues are responsible for conduction of substances in plants. So the tissues which are responsible for conduction of substances in plants are called as vascular tissues. So there are two types of vascular tissues. One is called a xylem and another one is called as phloem. As you all know that xylem conducts water throughout the plants which are absorbed through root hairs. And another one is called as phloem which conducts food from the leaves to other parts of a plant. The present slide which shows you the classification of plant tissue system. So basically plant tissue systems are classified into three types. First one is dermal, second one is ground and third one is vascular tissues. So first we are going to see dermal tissues. As you all know the word derm. Derm means outer or covering layer in plant. So example for dermal layers epidermis, periderm. Epi means outer layer. Periderm. So again it also means the outer covering layer. But there is a small difference between an epidermis and a periderm. So look at the picture in your slide. So epidermis are usually present on non-woody parts of a plant. Non-woody part means nothing but which shows in green color. So next one is the periderm which presents on woody parts of a plant, which means the trunk of a tree which shows brown color will be made up of dead cells and it will shows the hard structure and it will be made up of a tissues called as periderm. While it is in a small plant which shows green color, it is called as epidermis. Then the next type of tissues are called as ground tissues, which are composed of different types of simple tissues like parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. First of all, the parenchyma. So those are the cells which are responsible for storage and support of a plant. It will be storing the food materials which is prepared from leaves. And it is always a living cell. Always parenchyma is a living cell. The next one is called collenchyma, which are also called as living cells, which will be conducting the process of photosynthesis, which is essential for a plant to prepare its food material, which is called as starch. So then the next type of tissue is called as sclerenchyma. So which is located on the bark of a tree. So that is mean what? It is made up of a dead cells and it is responsible for protection. It will be protecting the tree from the external injury like climatic condition and from insects or from birds. So this is doing the process of protection. Then the third type of tissue is called as vascular tissues. As I already told that xylem and phloem are called vascular tissues. So xylem will conduct water throughout the plant from soil by the help of the root hairs. Then phloem will conduct food which are prepared from the leaves to other parts of a plant for their survival. So these are all the three types of plant tissue systems. So this is an end of this video. So in upcoming class we are going to see the different types of vascular bundles.